smoke. Throwing a flashback. Flashback. Get ready. It is going to explode. Roger that. Let's go. Roger that. Roger that. Go, go, go. Smoke.
Cold Zero with a UMP.
I think he dropped a gun potentially for a teammate as well. And so you have to see if that's going to pan out here for SK. SK, a team that's very good at keeping the pressure on. And that's one of the things that you need in the championship level team. You always have to be able to put the pressure or keep the pressure on. And we know that they have players that are so good at getting those kills, and they must get kills. With an investment like this, even if they lose the round, they must get some kills and impact FaZe's economy. Eviscerated, if you will. Now, Carrigan's found himself a great forward position here as the B split is worked upon. This is a great way to run around like this, an anti-force bite type round. And Ali is at the front of it.
I love that play. We'll come back to it later. Taco moving into default now, getting a nice one dig onto Kiyashima. He's got one player up for support. Down he goes though. Fox coming into the flank as well. Cold Zero down on the B bomb site. Two players coming in towards that shop area. Ali's got an angle on the window. So this is looking pretty solid for the FaZe clan at present. I think Rain is in the apps there. Fox has close quarters. Could get the one tap there. Rain going for the reload as well. Really poor timing from him. That's an AK collected, and Fox can save that if he wants to, or will they go for the push? Down goes Alu, this looks on for SK, and now Carrigan's the last man standing, he's on shot, he sees Fox, he's hit the 1 versus 1 using the pillar to try to hide himself. Down goes Fox, no kit for Fallen, looks good for FaZe now. Fallen just trying to bait Carrigan out, touch the bomb, wants to try and kill everyone, won't do it. Expensive round for FaZe, but a good round nonetheless, they keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that looked potentially like 4 guys would survive for FaZe, which would be really bad for SK, and they managed to get somehow almost all the kills there. So really nice from SK to force their way back in and get the damage done, keep the pressure up. And we're going to see now at FaZe that they're going to have to spend everything. They're going to have 3 MAC-10s actually, which is not the most common of sights, but it will be very good. It's a very cheap gun. It's very good at defeating players which have no Kevlar, and that is the case here. No helmets, no Kevlar for SK Gaming. They are on a full save.
On the plus side for FaZe, there's likely to be a lack of helmets in the buy round as well, so they can opt to keep some of those MAC-10s if they go for a pop flash play, as you saw AZ moving into Connector once Connector was smoked. They could use the MAC-10s for close quarters plays like that. Mirage maybe not the best map for MAC-10s against a buy Sans helmet, but we'll see how things play out. For now, Carrigan looking towards B. Got the AK on point actually, but he has support from Kiyashima. Fox coming for the flank now, but he can't get the kill. 3 players down. This looks like a nothing round for SK, which is perfectly fine as they are on that clean eco.
Yep, FaZe with that good start, and for me it's also important to see FaZe with that good start too, because it's going to be interesting to see what they've been working on. Because Mirage is a map where they, as it was highlighted upon on the desk, Carrigan brought them, well, Carrigan and Alu, I would say, both players brought them a lot of potential to have this be a map which could be quite strong for them. Alu is, he's such a strong AWPer, very dynamic, and that gives him very strong presence across the map, as you can do so much with it on the CT side especially, and Carrigan for those T side strats and the mid-round calling just really made the difference. And right now, as you said, we're going to have only one player actually without a helmet. So this is, the MAC-10s are going to be very hard to use well here. Will Fur be able to survive? There's one down, a second comes in as well. That is a big defense. This has fallen flat on his face. FaZe have to make the B push work, and there's the first entry to try to do so.
Yeah, they've got the bomb there as well. Early smokes coming in to choke off the choke points. Oh, Rain just about getting past to the bench position with 5 HP. Man advantage though for SK, but how do they find the angles? Fur is on a very long rotation through the apartments, and SK may have to wait a little while for that smoke to go as well. Rain not waiting for anything though, but he's going to get taken down by Cold Zero. That's a 3-on-3 retake. Carrigan around the window. That's a very hard spot to deal with. And First still far away. This is still looking hard for SK despite the man advantage. The bait now from Cold Zero. Down goes Fox. They're falling one by one. The high ground finally comes in. Fur gets one tap by Carrigan immediately. Down to the 1 versus 1 though, but that's contact. He doesn't have a kit. Can't get a kill on Carrigan either. Huge draw from FaZe Clan as they hold on the B-bomb site despite having very early disadvantages there.
Carrigan is up to 10 kills already after 4 rounds. Carrigan is having a game already. And that jump from Fallen was really good through the window to bait out the Carrigan who was sitting in the corner. Carrigan should have been a dead man. And the thing is that there was no trade. If Fallen jumps out like that, he knows he's basically dying. But the whole point is to get rid of that position of the player in the corner, which was Carrigan. But there was no coordination there to jump out with Fallen. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it enabled Carrigan an opportunity which he did not throw away. And now it's back to the pistols for SK. But they have Deagles, James. 4 Deagles should be fun. One would hope.
Roger.
For those of you on Go TV, in the second half, I would watch Alu with the AWP, but for the first half, I would keep eyes on AZ, and since Carrigan's doing well already, keep eyes on him as well. On the CT side, I would say Fur. I'd normally say Fallen, but it seems that Fox is the primary AWPer at the moment, so in that case, I'll keep eyes on Fur instead. But, yeah, it seems SK, they're choosing to play to Fox's strengths, as opposed to playing to their permanent team strengths, which would be Fallen AWPing. So normally I would say Fallen, but there we go. Anyway, this is a eco round. Good start from Fallen over towards the A-bomb site. He's got Cold Zero and Fox close as well. AZ's going to charge on his own. That's not going to work out for him. Cold Zero avoiding these flashbangs once again. 2 men left now. Kishima and Carrigan. This is not working out at all for FaZe. Carrigan, 1 HP, matter of time. Damn, they got absolutely wrecked. What happened?
Did Cold get 4 kills? Where did Cold find 4 frags? Where? Where were they hiding? That is insane.
What a round to lose.
That is a crazy round to lose. It all just fell flat on his face. That's nuts. I mean, we see this, we heard this in the distance, the kind of clink of the 1D. That was very nice from Fallen. But then Cold, after he got, had his hands on that AK, he just annihilates everybody here. Wow. And that's crazy because they were able to pick up another AK there, so there's a lot of value they converted from that win. That is going to shake FaZe somewhat, but FaZe still have the ability to not allow that to compound into too much of an issue in the long run, if they're able to win this round. Looks like they want to go for that set piece onto the A-bomb site, throw those smokes in, and see if they can make life difficult here for SK.
Now we've got Fallen playing around the shadow position, but help is going to be hard to come by. Both teams are getting flashed. Fallen's surely going to go down in this situation. Facing 3, down he goes. First trying to do what he can. There are teams all over the place. Bombs get taken down. The close grenade. Wayne and Abby double peeking, and that's going to work out. Fur goes down. Now he's got Fox rotating from mid towards the CT position. Can stop the bomb from going down. There goes Kishima. Rain planting. Plant successful, but there goes Rain as well. Alu with a lot to do. 3 players remain for SK. Can he get himself to 1 versus 1 situations? Moves to triple. 2 players coming from jungle and connector. We can take down Fox, but now Fox is the bait. Cold Zero will take him down. 3 players surviving for SK. Looked a bit hairy, but another round on the board for them.
Yeah, that was really cool to see that Fox just really connected. What a lot of those 2 shots with Fox connected, a lot of shots, AWPers, would miss those shots. Just because you're under a lot of tension and your positioning is not quite perfect, so you have to kind of flick, and maybe when your movement's a bit irregular. But he managed to connect those under pressure. That's really good, a really good start from Fox. But to see Fallen playing the shadow position is actually really weird for me, to be honest. So unusual to see him playing that spot. It's going to be fun to see how that turns out. But we have double ops now. Fox and Cold Zero picking up the AWPs. So this spells trouble here for FaZe. They had a real opportunity to get that momentum going, but that 1 round where Cold picked up the 4K, that has just really set FaZe back so massively now.
Yeah, the money's gone on the FaZe clan. Some Tech 9s and pistols being picked up, mostly P250s. Indeed, double ops. We'll see where Cold Zero is going to go with his. Fox has started some rounds towards CTA and some rounds in the middle area, so SK changing things up. We've seen Fur in Shadow, we've seen Fallen in Shadow, all kinds of things going on. We'll see what the norm is. Fallen playing close to the ramp at the moment on this anti-eco round. To just the one player with Kevlar, that's Rain. Moving quickly into the middle area. Anu lurking in Palace with the bomb. His teammates are getting taken out one by one. He won't pull a rotation. Fallen's in a great spot, but there's no one CT. He manages to plant the bomb.
Oh dear. That's so nice for FaZe, but you gotta think that it's a little bit of a... I mean...
Well, they didn't lose a single player, SK, so...
No, but, you know, allowing the bomb to go down is never nice. When you have 5 players left alive and you haven't spotted the bomb. Maybe that's the edge that FaZe need. We'll find out shortly, I suppose. I mean, because we're in a position where SK, they haven't actually managed to get too far ahead from the money perspective. So FaZe still have the ability, if they're able to win a couple rounds back here, that they can start swinging momentum back in their favor, maybe play against some ecos. That would be lovely. But first they have to surmount the double op situation. This is going to be interesting. I mean, for us, this is a new experience to see how Fox, like the work that they've done with Fox on this team, and him being part of the double AWPing unit with Colt.
Yeah, Taco is going to be supporting Fox from that short position. Fur currently in connector as well, and again, it's Fallen playing close, so these positions have been changed around, but Rain, as that smoke dissipates, will get an early advantage for FaZe. Can they capitalize on this? 3 players top mid for the T side. Haven't really pushed into mid at the moment. Now Taco's starting to creep top mid as the T side move away.
Oh, this is so cool from Taco. He's going to hear all the info here, all the running. He responds, one player has to go for the shots there, gives his position up. There's no other choice. And you can see immediately FaZe like, whoa, wait a second. There's a minute left. And do we still go for this? They saw us running across. They have to have the information. Do we still go for this A play? They're going to decide to go back. This is a good decision from FaZe.
Taco's moved from short to B as Cold Zero's rotated, anticipating a strike towards A. But indeed, that strike is now coming to the opposing bomb site. Taco has a smoke to play with at the moment, but no players for support. They are very far away, very bad positions for this rotation. Rain moving up towards top mid as well. I'm not sure if Fur spotted him. Taco's going to need help badly. And there it is, taking his head off. And that one's gone to the wrong place. They need to get out of that fire, but they're in very good positions to take this round phase. Indeed, yeah, it's abandoned ship already.
Yeah, there's not much SK can do. And if you consider like some of the small parts about this round, imagine if Taco is about a second slower to the position at top middle and doesn't get spotted, then FaZe go for the A play and SK very likely just win the round. But because he was a second too fast, something that he can never know, it was abandoned ship on that plan. FaZe re-strategized the round, and SK they had to go back to passive positions because they were a man down. They didn't know what was going on. So
it's a nice mid-round call.
Yeah, it was a great mid-round call, and this is one of the differences that Carrigan has added to the FaZe team. We used to see FaZe be like kind of like a dilemma that Mousesports had before as well, where you get into these mid-round spots when the initial plan had to be aborted, and there wouldn't be a clear call or a clear, concise decision or consensus across the team as to where to go next, and then it would just kind of loads of mistakes would happen. So really nice to see. That's a good sign, and FaZe are going to be able to show some resistance here, not allowed to SK to run away with things.
Nice shot there by Carrigan. Had AZ for the potential trade frag as well. Carrigan with 12 kills, got double the closest guy to his team at the moment. Good for a 2-round leader present over SK. They saved a lot of guns. They have a good buy, the Brazilian side, with Portuguese standing. 3 men top mid, a fast play now from FaZe. Lovely shot onto Fox.
Yeah, what a shutdown there from Alu. And now this should force a response from SK Gaming. They have to take some risks, and that was it. Trying to get some info, get something done there in B apartments, and that's another 1 versus 1 loss. This puts SK in a really desperate position. What do they do right now? They are in a spot where they can try to commit to win this round still, because they can still manage to fly in the next round.
Cold Zero has some action coming his way soon as distractions being run towards A, but it is the action is behind Cold Zero. We've got 4 people in apartments. He needs to turn around and he'll have a good angle. He'll hear the grenades coming and he's moving closer to the side. Lights on into Kiyashima. Can he find the here? They're on the high ground. He can't get a second kill. Fallen and Fur remain. Fur trying to thin the numbers out from the shop. His teammate is well away from him, so all he can do now is hold his position, try and get some 1 versus 1 duels, but he's going to choose to push. Fallen takes rain down to a short position, so now they've got 2 versus 1, but now it's Ali alone. What's happened to this round?
I don't know how Fur managed to find a blind spot, but he did. He moved through it. That is so sick. Now Ali's got to clutch this. He is, to be honest, the man for the job on FaZe in a spot like this. So cool, calm and collected, but he misses the first shot. He will be able to recover somehow, though. Fur not able to find that kill, but Fallen will. And there is plenty of time to get the defuse. I do not believe it. How did they pick this one up?
1 by 1, the FaZe clan members disappeared. SK reduced the gap to 1. This game's looking pretty tight at the moment. Tight on money, tight on rounds. Ooh, feels that heartache. I know there's a meme picture out there somewhere. FaZe with a thin lead at the moment. They have the buy. They've got a full buy again, so the carnage is going to continue. 2 AWPs on the CT side. Alu will have his own as well. We'll see if Fallen keeps playing these close A ramp positions. I do wonder if this is specific to FaZe. I mean, we've seen them before from SK, but no smokes. And normally they had it with a 2-man setup, whereas he's just playing it on his lonesome, and he's going to have a lot of action coming his way.
AZ's great in spots like this, though, on these entries. But he's going to have a grenade in his hand. Rage there, though, for the quick trade. That's going to work out, but there is still players to worry about in the vicinity. Although the major space they're contending for, that bomb site has been controlled now. Fur, wow, Range is going straight into connector. And it does get the kill easily, it seems. Fox, there's some good fragging here from this position before, but there's a lot more players to work against this time, and they are not peeking him. He needs some help here. He needs someone to try to help him get those players out of position, and that is one opportunity gone now for Fox. And the bomb is starting to tick faster and faster. If they want to move, they've got to do it now.
Now goes Kirishima, ranked in a very strong position. Though, sees Taco through top of the smoke, and that bomb's continuing to tick. They need to save these AWPs. Not sure if Cold can save his one because of range position. He's blind as well, but Fox may be able to escape. Definitely needs to hold on to this. Yeah, Cold should be okay there. And indeed he is. Another round for FaZe. I mean, SK's A-holds are looking somewhat brittle.
Yeah.
Fallen good for 1 kill there, but is 1 kill enough?
Yeah, the old Fur and FNX type plays that you could see at A were quite iconic almost of SK's Mirage holds, and also it was also marked by the kinds of aggressions that Fur seemed to be able to do that no one else could quite do in the way that he could do it. So it is a very different dynamic for the SK defense. Another fast push into the middle area would seem from FaZe, but actually perhaps they detected the pushing here because they've held themselves in a more passive spot. First goes in, gets himself 1, but that's not going to work out. AZ strikes, and he knocks down 2.
Fox's position as time ticks gets more dangerous, but he delivers a kill. And time to get out of there. Lovely angle from Cold as well. Kirishima holding a passive angle, but not passive enough apparently. The question is, where is the bomb going now? 3 versus 2. Cold will be left alone on the B bomb site. Has to be afraid of short and the apartments area. Apartments smoked off. Meanwhile, the bomb's rotating towards the A site. Fox holding an angle on short for his teammate at present, but he can quickly rotate towards A. Fallen will need to stay alive if he spots something. He will need to be the bait from this position. Rain checking the sandwich, and there we go. Now Fallen just needs to hide. And yes, hope that Fox has the angle, but a Molotov forces him out, down to the 2 versus 2.
Fox and Cold Zero, the new duo it would seem here. With the AWPs, it will be difficult to go for the retakes here. Oh god, Fox is stuck in the flames there. Took a bit too much damage, down to 20. Cold lurking above the smoke, gets himself 1. So fast to the trigger is Cold. Rain now gives up his position in killing Fox. This is going to help Cold, though. At least he knows where he's going to be at. And he's going to go and just try to pressure the defuse now. Oh, is he going for the hold? Pros don't fake. Cold pulls it out of the bags there somehow. Rain will be disappointed with that. Picks up the kill at the very least. But a round stolen away by SK. But they lost every player.
He is going down to the wire. That is an expensive drop of the AWP towards the end there as well, but Cold has enough money for another one. He will throw it to Fox, and Fallen will be on the UMP, it seems, as will Taco. So, again, we keep seeing buys from both these sides, mostly because of saves on the CT side, but indeed, things are going down to the wire, going down to the limits of their economy. FaZe again with a fast play. Always important to have that Molotov going into connector. Makes it a lot harder for the CTs to pick those angles. If it goes on the top, often there's a gap in the bottom, but then Fox got picked off last time, so SK will have to be careful around the connector area. One round between these two sides, and look at all those smokes in the middle area. Scope.
They're just chilling at the moment in middle, and it's interesting that SK don't decide to contest it in any sense. What they're doing now is just playing hyper passive all the way in the back of the B-bomb site, very defensive on A as well, and allowing FaZe to move into whatever positions they want. And FaZe have shown quite a strong ability to play off these forward positions, so it's going to be tough for SK to deal with. It's interesting that they've chosen this approach. Now they're starting to feel that additional pressure. The players coming towards B. Fox is going to be put to the test.
He will need a flash from Taco if he wants to pick the balcony again. Taco not in position to do it though, he's having a peek himself, and they're both going to go down. That is horrible. Lovely split by FaZe. You have to wonder if SK have an answer at this point. Maybe Colton was trying one, but Alu has completely denied him. Fur is miles away, fallen just on a salvage mission, picking up an M4, and he has to run for his life. Another difficult round for SK. I mean, just the way the guys on B were peeking with Fox on the balcony looking towards short and also facing apartments with the UMP, so many problems for them. It was compounded by the split of FaZe. And now I think finally the money is broken for SK.
Tough times. A very close match between these two teams, isn't it? It's kind of nuts how backwards and forwards this one is.
SK, 4 of their 5 rounds have been won by defuse. So even in the rounds that FaZe haven't won, they're having a certain amount of success. Yeah, that peak is never going to come in time. That's a nasty surprise, very nasty indeed. And now FaZe have opportunity. I mean, there are still weapons on this SK side, and they are going to buy around these weapons. So the force is here.
And one thing about FaZe 2 is that SK in studying FaZe's demos, they're going to read a kind of average sort of timing for when FaZe makes certain plays. And obviously, part of the boot camps and kind of the period right before the major, teams get to mix stuff up like that so that they're not as predictable. So seeing very slow stuff from FaZe is quite surprising because they generally are a bit of a faster team. And that does affect how SK, the push timings for information and so on that SK might want to make. So it's interesting now that both teams get a bit of info in this match itself to kind of adjust a little bit. But we'll have to see if it comes too late for one of these sides. FaZe starting to take a bit of a lead. And they should be able to close this round down as well. They've got a nice advantage on the weapons and some good mid control once again. SK often just giving up mid, and they don't have an AWP, so that's understandable.
I think we have a pop flash for Fur to have a look. Spots one player. That's not the... it is the bottom actually. That means rotation, but when it comes fast enough, Fallen trying to get off the side to play for the retake. And he's going to survive the AK there as well. We've still got Taco towards B, holding an angle, but I mean, the bomb was spotted on A-ramp, surely. Rain going for the short plant with Carrigan there for support. 3-on-3 retake here for the CTs. Make it 2. Cold Zero disappears. No kit on these final players.
Fallen with that UMP. He's all that's left now. And a very surprising second frag from him, but with 19 points of health and these angles to deal with. And no grenades. That will be the end of Fallen in this round. 8-5. And FaZe are doing some good work here on this T side. They are also showing some resilience and also some adaptability. Those are two important qualities that maybe you would not necessarily have associated with previous FaZe clan lineups. So it's good to see that, and it's really putting SK to the test here. And this round they don't have much to answer for, so really playing for the playing to squeeze out an extra round in the last one of the first half, perhaps with a full save here.
Yeah, SK's buy will probably suck in the last rounds, but they are without choice. So we'll see if FaZe can make it to double figures in the first half. This is that might be a smoke for jungle rather than connector actually. I don't recall which one, but we will soon find out. Indeed, it's a connect smoke rather than a jungle smoke. I like the idea of a triple smoke when you have someone near connector as well, because I feel like if you have someone near jungle playing between jungle and connector, then you can bait them into an AWP shot. Anyway, FaZe moving towards B. Taco playing the that sneaky angle, but to what end? And what shot for SK in this particular round? Double P coming in from the CT side, and now it's fallen with his honest USP on the A side. Try and steal a gun. Karrigan though being very careful. In-game leader expecting in-game leader.
There's a lot of good data here, I think, in this match for any potential opponents in the future for FaZe Clan if Mirage comes up, because we've seen a lot of focus around B actually from FaZe Clan, and you know, as you mentioned, the A defenses didn't look too amazing from SK, but generally speaking, FaZe seem to be favouring the B side of the map, and they've got a lot of splits that do seem very well coordinated. So that's something to think about for any of the future opponents on this map of FaZe Clan in this major. But this is last round of the first half now, and we see Fur back to his old shenanigans perhaps, back into his regular position here with the European going aggressive as we know him to do by Slope. He's been spotted by Ray. Ray will call it out, but he can't survive the onslaught. Where's the response though? Karrigan's in Palace. Perhaps he could strike here to maybe get a frag back.
T's got to be careful as well. The bomb's still in T spawn. AZ's going to collect it. Karrigan taken down. Ding dong, double headshot from Fur. FaZe of 3 players remaining. May not be double figures in the first half after all. Moving towards the B bomb site is Alu. He's looking for a pick at this point, trying to maybe bait someone out into his reticle. Meanwhile, his teammates are moving through the middle area, but connector is open. Fox passes the angle. They won't see them moving up short. There's opportunity for FaZe.
Looking quite interesting. This B side has worked out well for them in the past. Let's see if SK can have a better defense here going for themselves. Bit of damage here taken already by FaZe. Cole with that frag. He's still on the bomb site, causing problems. And there is another one. And it's a big one because it leaves Alu alone. No friends to play off of with that AWP. And there are CT swarming him on the bomb site now. And that's going to be that 9-6 first half between FaZe and SK. If you consider how back and forth this was, this is actually a very impressive feat by FaZe. But I think also we did see not the great amount of comfort in perhaps the new roles and positions from SK.
Yeah, I think it was SK should feel happy they got 6 rounds on the board in that situation, because it looked quite difficult for them. Now the roles change and it's FaZe's turn to defense. We'll see what SK have in mind. And I do wonder if their T sides or their CT sides will be stronger going into the major with a stand-in. Essentially, I'm sure they prepared for something, so we'll find out. We'll learn that as the major continues. Karrigan, defuse kit and a smoke. Everybody else Kevlar. All USPs apart from 1P2000, and we see Karrigan and Cold Zero the ones delivering the kills for their respective teams at the moment. And we'll need some catch-up for both sides. Fox and Taco, AZ and Kitty lounging, rather languishing around 5 kills each. SK with a heavy focus towards the A sites immediately. The numbers game will be strong as we've got Rain towards triple. Other than that, everyone for FaZe is somewhere else. AZ looking to push top mid.
Fast play into the A bomb side here. Rain on the site. He has not got much in the way of support. He's not really playing the retake position here. He's looking for kills. He might just be... Oh, that is nice. Yeah, track there. Headshot straight away. AZ now looking to come into play there by the stairs. The bomb is on the floor in a precarious spot. Baron Taco, the last man standing, but not for long. Kiyoshima's back into the fray as it's just further. AZ will drop him down on the stairs, and that is a strong start here in the second half from FaZe. I would be a little bit worried now if I were SK.
Me too. Both pistol rounds won by FaZe. They are in a good spot at the moment. We haven't seen anything spectacular from SK just yet, so it is somewhat worrisome if you are a fan of the mostly Brazilian side. They've got sort of force buy. We've got a Tech Knights coming out, Deagles onto Taco and Cold Zero. A solitary smoke grenade onto Fallen. He will carry the bomb as well, and he will lack the Kevlar. So we'll see what SK can offer with that one smoke grenade. 3 players heading towards apartments. Looking to go in the lower area. Kiyoshima will have the audio information. You'll hear them moving around. And you'll see a grenade from the CTs. In response to that, AZ going for some sneaky stuff. That's 6 HP though. He needs to get out of there.
Bad spot now. Stuck in no man's land. That bomb just sitting there in mid. What are you to do? Bunch of rifles trained your way. But there is some damage to be done here by Fur and Cold. Deagle in hand. They're looking to try to use this as a budget AWP perhaps. Snipe down some players. Just slowing things down a little bit. I mean, FaZe, they don't have, there's no reason for FaZe to push. So SK are going to have to, it's on them really to try to finish on one of these bomb sites and pick up a kill along the way if they can possibly do so.
Throwing flashbang.
But the issue is, where the hell are FaZe? Where are they playing from? There's a little bit of info for Cold as he spots Kiyoshima through the window. But I like the discipline here. FaZe very disciplined, not showing themselves really. And now Fur also making some steps in the B apartments. So this is FaZe have a very good idea of exactly where SK are, and they are not overextending. I love that.
SK have managed to get 2 players per side on the for the CTs now, but they need to charge onto the side. They've got 20 seconds, and a short plant might be somewhat dangerous here, so they really need to clear CT and plant around the area. Alu waiting, Fur creeping in, but he can't get a kill, Alu. 1 more to 5, and again, that clock is running down. They need to kill one, otherwise they can't plant the bomb. Down he goes, triple plant comes in, 15 HP for Fur. Can he pick up a rifle?
Okay, this is getting a bit weird. Tech 9 still though for Fur, and he will go down straight away, but that damage is brilliant. And it's not just the damage they did, but also what they did to grow their own economy, that bomb plant. That's going to help them out a lot. But FaZe, you know, they'll be, you know, a good spot to be getting the ults rolling in when they want them. And Alu's AWP on the CT is amazing. And one thing I actually have to mention as well is that way back when Carrigan used to be on the TSM, like in the TSM era, before Astralis became Astralis and when they were TSM and Dignitas, obviously Carrigan came in the TSM era. Carrigan in many spots was actually had the best rating out of some tournaments. He was individually very, very good, and it kind of dropped off into the Astralis era when Carrigan was a part of that team. So it's very interesting to see if that becomes something that we come to note of him again, that his individual level just rises with this new team.
SK still trailing economically. Pistols, some Kevlar here and there. 3 flashbangs, starting to get quiet now. Kiyoshima's position around a short area allows him to hear a lot of sound if there is any around the apps. So SK will have to be scared of that. Fox taken down in the underpass area. Taco's made his way onto the side. Can he get a kill though? Carrigan gets 1 kill, starts to back off. Got Kiyoshima for 4, but he can't reload in time. He'll go down. Alu now putting in right. That is a very nice cleanup. Only 1 person lost. Won't be much of a concern. No plant for SK, so they won't have as much money as they otherwise would, which may mean no AWPs where we would otherwise see them.
Yeah, the question becomes then, do they have all the nades? We have some FaZe fans, hashtag FaZe up, and they are definitely up a lot right now, James. They are up 6 rounds. That is pretty gangster.
Double the score of your opponent is always good, unless you've got 2 and they've got 1, then it's not so good.
Alright, so we have a timeout for SK here, which is much needed. Obviously, this is basically make or break. If they lose this round, let's imagine that's the case. They lose the round, it goes 13-6 for FaZe, but then they have to save again. So then it's essentially 14-6 that they're up against. So there's no messing around at this point. They have to win every other round to have any security or any room for error moving into this comeback. And so with the limited, as you said, there's no AWP, they don't have the maximum amount of grenades. It's really important to get on the same page with this round.
Can SK show us the strategy, the tactics that they became famous for? They'll certainly need them at this point. They are very behind at the moment. No presence towards mid, nobody going to even be watching it at this point. Very quickly showing some presence towards the B-bomb side. Carrigan taken by surprise there. Kiyoshiima deep towards short, can't hear the running, and they're going to charge straight in. Taco, mid of the side, gets taken down from short. Carrigan around the sides as well. Can he hold?
Yeah, the positioning's pretty strong here. They have no idea where to look. How is this so effective? Kiyoshiima and Carrigan playing off of each other so incredibly well. SK never looked in the right spot, I don't think even once. That is crazy. Now they made it look easy. It's 13-6. FaZe, they look so comfortable, James. They have their slippers on, the dressing gown. They're in front of an open fire. Right now, they are smiling, and they have only 3 more rounds to go to get to that 16.
The B-rush, Taco in the middle of the site, but they can't find anybody. Kiyoshiima was almost in the middle of mid, goes back, kills him from short, and it all falls apart. They didn't get a single kill. They did not get a single kill in that round. Fallen Scouts, no armor. SK have gone all in. Almost. Well, actually, no, they haven't. They've left themselves with north of 1,500 for the most part, so they have spent a fair amount. But with their loss bonus, they can afford to. They'll get 3,400 if they lose this round. Good start though, but maybe it's about damage for this round.
Throwing flashbang.
No rifle collected just yet. For or Kishima, he's too close. Tech9 putting in work, and now there's opportunity for SK. Now there are rifles to be collected.
Yeah, this is super weird now because bomb can go anywhere, and obviously they pretty much have the A-bomb site, so they're taking it there. But there are two players for FaZe there, two of the remaining three. Oh my god, these Tech9s, they're just doing so much work. And Alu and Karrigan will be trying to get something going in. Alu's the good spot. Oh, that could have been pretty huge, but it will just be nothing instead. And that will be lovely for SK. They survive with everyone. That's the only guns they pick up. That's an AWP, an AK, and an M4. Okay, they picked up 5 rifles, including an AWP there, James. That is insane value.
That is a bit bizarro world. Getting into B, not getting a kill, then getting Tech9s and not losing a single player. Opportunity knocks for SK, but again, we haven't really seen much from them. They need more than Rush B on their T side. The buy comes back out for FaZe, or comes back in, whichever you prefer.
So this is it then. I mean, if SK win this, that's FaZe on the eco situation. So this is kind of crazy. And SK, they won and picked up so many guns that they can buy immediately if they lose this round. So SK suddenly have some weird level of economic security, at least for one round. So you can see Range is playing on the smoke here. He wants to find an early advantage. They would do very well to start things off with that and put SK Gaming on the back foot, not allow them to execute their initial or plan at the start of the round. FaZe playing a little less passively than SK did, but they're still playing fairly passively.
I really wonder what SK are going to offer us on this T side. I'm slightly concerned based on what we used to see and what we've seen so far. Minutes on the clock. No mid control. No one towards A anymore. Pretty much almost all in B apartments. Holding some angles, not finding anything. Will it be Rush B again? They might see Karrigan silencer if he holds that angle, I'm not sure. He needs to be careful with that. Nope, he's good.
I'm throwing flashbang.
But as they get closer. Let's see the charge. It is Rush B once again. No one checking Karrigan's position. The smoke goes down as well. And he's in a strong advantage now. If they charge for that smoke, they're going to get wrecked surely. But he goes for the reload. He's got a teammate coming in for rotation. AZ's mate going to be the third player on B. And he'll go down immediately. Cannon for the bounce. Karrigan with a lovely angle. Down goes Coldzera. Down goes the bomb.
Oh, wow.
Disaster for SK. Again, there's just not offering anything apart from Rush B.
But these setups from Karrigan and Kiyashima, they are masterful. If you just look at the positioning there from Karrigan, he repositioned a bunch of times, and initially Kiyashima was baiting, doing the jump across, and then running away. So they think that the player that would play Karrigan's position where he was hiding, that would be the player jumping around. So they thought there was no one there. So that in of itself, a free kill, slows things down. That Karrigan repositions, Kiyashima repositions. Every time SK have hit that site against that setup, they've been having big problems. So you've got to hand it to FaZe, to Karrigan and Kiyashima there. That is just great.
This is very shaky stuff from SK. They have eked out another buy again. Maximum loss bonus. Well, it was there. It's not there anymore because they've been reset after winning that one round. Some utility. A bigger focus on the middle area this time. Fell on the low ground. Ali's got to be careful now. May need a flash from a teammate. Although SK will do the job for him. Safety flash just in case. Now SK are in a good position with a lot of time on the clock.
Throwing smoke.
Yeah, they have that mid as well, but they have to develop it into connector or control of the ladder room and then be able to extend into a split from there. That's really the second phase. Well, after you've taken middle, it's not just as simple as just sitting in that middle area. And so Kiyashima and Karrigan become another big problem. Look how they've adjusted their positioning to deal with the sheer mid presence. Cold, will he spot this? Sees Kiyashima, free kill for him. Now Karrigan knows that he's there. Karrigan has to deliver something great here to stop them from taking the B-bomb site, because there are a couple players coming. Actually, they're going to go for the A play now. An additional frag came out there. This gets awkward now here for both players, but still, Rain and Karrigan somehow delivering a defense, leaving Cold all alone.
It's fallen apart, but there's still opportunity. 30 seconds. It's a long rotation from B if he goes through the underpass. A dangerous one if he runs up short, but FaZe Rain, he's got 5 HP. He can't afford to peak those angles. AZ's got a lovely angle of his own. Coldzera is going to go through CT spawn. Rain in position, no, but looking the wrong way, and there's the opportunity for Coldzera through the cool space, and now he needs to get a bomb down. A few seconds with which to do it, but AZ is well out of position.
But at least AZ knows 100% that Cold has to be on the bomb site planting the bomb right now. And so, will he realize, oh, gun not out, but he realizes that Cold was close enough to take the engagement, holding the angle, just creeping. Who's going to be first to get the first bullet stop? It's going to be Cold who takes the kill. Important, incredibly crucial round taken by Cold in that one-on-one clutch.
Cold.
1-on-2 clutch, in fact.
Cold with 22 kills at the moment for his team. Only 2 players with more than 10 kills on the SK side at the moment. It's looking very tough indeed. So much required to get that one round on the board there. But they've broken the money of FaZe. FaZe not on that 15th round just yet. Opportunity for SK, but again, all these rounds looked worrisome. Ali on the low ground, but he's only got a P250 for holding the off angle. He's got Carrigan in top support. Nice clean up. 2 players down already. That's a very strong start for SK. They will want to collect the bomb, which I think Flair's going to go and do. Oh, they should play from Cold. Doesn't get a kill though. But as long as they win the round, it may not matter too much.
Yeah, they've got that. Well, seemingly it felt like a free passage to be, but in fact they're taking it slow. So Rain is actually on the position. Ooh, bullet landed onto Fallen there, and he misses his shot. I feel like it's always very tense whenever there's Deagles at play, because it just takes that one bullet, but sometimes, as we see there, the bullet does not find itself onto the player.
For anti-eco ace. Nice padding the statistics there. So a 9th round on the board for SK. The gap is getting smaller. They're on the cusp of double figures. FaZe on the buy once more. Ali on the AWP as per usual. Carrigan reduced to the UMP. Other than that, the rifles in as per usual. Limited in grenades are FaZe, but they have a reasonable amount. Just the one diffuse kit onto Carrigan. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Should he go down, that may play a part later on. Fox smoking on top of short to help his teammates make their way towards the boxes. Oh no, Fallen's gone, but he's gone for the fast peek. But those double nades, if they come in, you are done most of the time. Or left with all of 5 HP. Not the start SK needed.
I know you, James, that's one of your most hated things to be
I think we spoke about this yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. I feel like it's not often you actually see the AWP die straight up from the double A's. Like, you'll like lose 80 life and be really annoyed, but still at least be alive. But Fallen just got sent straight to the bench there, and that is very sad for him. But at least he can be calling the shots from the bench there. It gives him more freedom to do so. I suppose, small consolation indeed. Either way, the push will come into the A-bomb site regardless, and there's 3 players there ready to receive it from FaZe. They have that early advantage on the men, and they're playing passively. 3 on A, 2 on B, very standard stuff. Let's see if it does them the world of good, or the world of bad here, as the push comes in, and Rain is lost straight away.
Flashbang no gives Kirishima opportunities. Reloading now, playing that get back position as it's commonly known. AZ and Kirishima clean up the rest, making it look easy. Rain was holding an off angle there. Most of the time those T's are going to run out, probably looking towards CT spawn, so that would give him a jump, but the flashbang was concise. The double nays, oh man, there's nothing you can do in that situation. And that puts FaZe on match point. SK, 2 AK-47s and 3 Tech-9s at the moment. Not sure if anything's on the floor. A lot of grenades though. They've had time to practice with this 5. So we'll see if there's anything they can offer in this situation.
Yeah, this edition of FaZe Clan has so much confidence compared to all the others. Like, finally believing the system, all on the same page. Much more scary force than what we've come to associate FaZe with before Carrigan. And now, 1 round away from taking this win against SK. Still in the Swiss system though, but the win goes a very long way for you. So, Cold waiting for a push there in the B apps. SK somewhat patient play. Easy looking for input. Oh, caught hopping up there to the ledge. And Fallen is in the right place at the right time there to pick up the kill. So something going here early in this round for SK to take an advantage. Can they turn that advantage into a bomb plant and perhaps a round window?
Cold Zero maybe going for a late flank through mid, or just cutting off rotators very passive position from him. And now goes forward and BFT may get flanked. Range in trouble, down he goes. Ali can't answer back just yet. He's committing to the site, he's moving forward. Down goes forward, but can he get any more flashbangs? Fox taken down as well. Spotting another player. Kijime picks up in the meantime, holding angles, but he's in trouble. Through triple boxes, he will get taken down. SK not out of this just yet.
Indeed, and I know you have to love the confidence of Ali there to say, I know that I have to push forwards here, and that I have to hit 3 or 4 shots in a row. And it's like, because he knows that it's such an intense situation, but he's one of the coolest cucumbers out there in the Counter-Strike world. But this time it didn't work out too well for him, did miss one too many shots, and SK, they closed the gap here, they're only 5 away, and as you can see, the situation on the guns here isn't the best ever for FaZe, but with the individual skill that they have on the team, you always have to be on the lookout for problems. And there is problem number 1. AZ trying to escape. Oh, caught in the crossfire is Carrigan. Or sorry, is AZ by Carrigan, and the rest will be cleaned up. Just 2 left now here for the FaZe clan on those pistols, looking to do some damage. Ali will get a kill in, and he'll be able to pick up an AK, which is fun. But what can he do with it? There's a lot to be done.
Falling out support from short. Fox will trade. 2 kills for Fox in this round, and before the start of this round, he had 5 kills on the board. And going forward in this tournament, you have to wonder what people will think of SK's decision to put Fox on the open instead of Fallen. Because, you know, again, I mean, maybe there's no wrong decision, but it's like, do you play to the strengths of your stand-in? Do you play to the strengths of your current players? Fallen is a very, very unique person on the AWP as well. I imagine on a map such as Train T-side, he would be AWPing, but there we go. It's a point of discussion.
I mean, many would call him the best AWPer in the world right now, or in the last, you know, for the biggest period of 2016. That is how has been known. So it seems really bizarre to take him off the AWP.
That is a good question.
Because he's just so, as you said, he's unique with it.
Yeah. Do you choose to play without the best AWPer in the world? I mean, it's a tough spot for them. Yeah, put it that way.
He's the one guy that could make it work because he's more than that. But we could maybe talk about that at some other point. We're back into the action now. It's a non-buy here for FaZe, just a few PT50s. PT50 save, as it is known. Very cheap pistol, $300 a pop, but it can do a lot of damage. The honest PT50.
Taka, I think it was Taka who spotted some players moving towards the middle area, which would explain the passive double peek from top mid around the entrance to B from the SK side. In the meantime, Taco's slowly creeping towards Palace, looking for an entry, and now we have a procession, a pilgrimage perhaps. Lovely flashback, but Cold Zero still has an angle for 1 frag, and Fallen kind of has to run away here because he's carrying the bomb. He can't afford to go down in his position. He realizes that, and he will back off somewhat. Playing it tight, but again, they cannot afford mistakes there. Double AWPs versus an eco can be an awkward situation. 2 CTs per site now, minutes on the clock for SK. They are quite spread out as well. They need that numbers game. They do not want to be overwhelmed. They do not want to give up more rifles. First, what's 1 for free? What else can he do with this? Alu's on the A site. Taco's there for support for Fur. Moving towards B now. We'll see where they choose to pincer. He can rotate towards CT, but Kishima makes his presence known. Alu, however, has not.
He's just chilling as usual, but he will die without seeing anybody. It's quite funny. And now it's just Carrigan. And the expectation's not too big. And that is why Fox with an easy kill onto Carrigan. 3 rounds away. It has felt like such an incredible struggle from the beginning for SK Gaming.
Yeah.
But it's actually possible here. They're 3 rounds away from actually taking us into overtime. And you can never ever count out SK. Ever. Especially at a major.
The struggle is indeed real. Now you have to feel like I mean, SK know where they are, right? They're against match point every single round. FaZe, the pressure has to be rising for them at this point. And now we may see these double ups come into play for SK. Finally, Fallen is also AWPing. See a CT on the low ground again. Always good to have Molotovs there. Fallen moves away just in time as those nades fly in. Now Fox can aim to the middle of this area to try and catch a peeking player. You really have to be careful with the peak of your jump when you're going for those jump peaks towards the apartments. If the apex is in the middle, then you are jumping jack waiting to be picked off. 2-2-1 set up for FaZe at present. Everything slowing down, getting quiet. Kishima anticipating a late smoke top short, which will explain his position. Alu covering his back. Something goes wrong though, this could fall apart for them. Now it seems Fox still looking for a pick towards the B bomb site, as AWPers often do. Alu, JDM, AWPers who like to go for those picks in that area as well. And I think Fox is smoking off the end of the balcony with this.
Appears you are correct. The smoke has landed at the end of the balcony, and that cuts off all information. And it also makes it that it's very scary to try to push through that smoke as a CT, unless you're already in front of it, because you don't know what's behind it. Alu, though, very, very fast to that pick. An awkward shot, but he makes it happen.
That's a scary read as well. That suggests they know what SK are doing. 3 people on the A bomb site for FaZe.
And Rain is sitting there. He hasn't got direct support because of these smokes. He's going to hold on. Is there a flashback from a teammate? Doesn't matter. He's going to go down. One and down. But in comes Kiyashima. Also downed by Fallen as it's a 2 versus 3 situation, and time is starting to really be an issue here for the SK side. They have to plant. Is there time? Oh no, he's too late to plant the bomb, or is he? He gets it down just in the nick of time here, but Carrigan launching himself straight in there, takes down Fallen. It's just Fox left with the AWP. James hasn't got any frags on the board. This is a clutch he has to make happen, and he will with only 10 points of health. So close there by Fox, so intense that moment, but he does deliver for SK, and now they are a mere 2 away.
That is a massively scary round for SK, especially when Alu gets the pick in the underpass. It's like they know what SK have planned. It goes down to the wire and the stand-in clutches it for them. Kiyashima charging through the smoke, falling in a great position to trade. This is a tense match, to say the least, especially for a fan of SK. You should sit on the floor so you don't fall out of your chair the way this is going at the moment. No one in the middle area for FaZe looking to play the close quarters around the A site. 2 players on the ramp. SK have time on their side for the time being.
Oh my god, James, what is that? The pot shot through the smoke, that's the classic.
A can of spam has been delivered to Carrigan. I hope you're hungry.
Oh man, never nice to be on the receiving end of that one.
Taco's gone on an expedition. He is... Oh man, Taco's cleared Palace. And now Rain's gone into Palace. But the bomb's still towards the B-bomb site for the time being, but it could rotate. Oh, and that's falling apart. What a disaster for Taco. That's really unlucky for him. How do SK respond? They've got 1 minute.
They've got Fallen got the pick onto Kiyashima now. They know that both players went down towards B, so that's an easy take of the B-bomb site, so that's a really easy answer for them in the end. And the bomb will make its way all the way to the B-bomb site. Oh, Colse's been spotted, and he will take down both Rain and Alu for the clean finish. Almost clean finish, only Taco lost. Boom, straight in the... Was that a leg shot? Ah. Anyway, 15-14. What an unlikely comeback SK have made. This is such a crazy match.
1 more round to go, and maybe this is the kick up the behind that FaZe needed. Sometimes it takes that last round to take things over the line. So don't count them out in normal time just yet. Alu on the AWP once again. Going wide, doesn't want to get double naded on the ramp there, but SK looks to be going from fast pace towards the A site. The slow ones haven't worked out for the most part, or they've been a real struggle to succeed.
And one question is, if they push now, they could actually catch Alu a little bit out of position, because Alu's a big part of a defense with that AWP. The smoke's right now, they're just running in, contact style, lining up by the sandwich area, but picking up the kills. Alu comes into play, and AZ pushes past the smoke. There's one, gets himself a second. AZ almost good for the third. The remaining players so weak, just Taco left standing. Now he is the man for the 1 versus 1 clutch. He's got to do it, or FaZe are going to take this one against SK. So much time to play with as well. He's going to be backing up right now. There's so many questions for Carrigan in this position. What is Taco doing? It's so interesting that he's picked up the AWP as well.
Yeah, I think it was for the short position, but now it's made things awkward for him. He's holding the low ground. He's committing. He can move back down the stairs and look on the high ground. There can be peaks from there as well, but now Carrigan's repositioned. I mean, maybe the orb helps him, and in fact, he's low. He can't take some bullets from a duel here. He wants that one and done. But now Carrigan's been allowed to reposition, and he's moving towards default. And Attacker's moving back, and he's going to get the angle burst. Oh my God, that was down to the wire, but we're going to go to overtime. This is so test that. This is unreal. How have they brought us back?
Oh my God. The
I'm
timing.
sweating bullets down. I'm sweating like a pervert.
The timing there is so sick. Overtime. SK, if you're an SK fan, you should be mad at SK for just playing with your heart right now. Because this entire match, they haven't made it look like they were going to win. They've always been behind. They've just always been behind. Every round that they've won feels like a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, look up struggle in dictionary, and SK's map of Mirage here versus FaZe may be in there, amongst other things. That was such a grind for them.
Yeah.
I mean, FaZe have to feel like they were in a strong position. They must feel like they are the much more together team. But what's done is done. Normal time is now history, and they need to continue. They need to refocus. But again, SK, they've won a lot of rounds. This is the beginning of overtime, so they will continue on the same side. So perhaps momentum is in their favour. That is definitely a weight on off their shoulders, at least in the short term. So we'll see. I would say they have a psychological advantage, at least in these early rounds of overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a clean slate all of a sudden after a very marked problem, which was the regular time in Mirage. So, we have what is to be an A play pretty quickly, it would seem. Rain's in a very forward position. We haven't seen him in the forward position too much at the very early points of the round. And he is slowly shuffling backwards. Oh no, Fallen catches AZ. That's a free kill for him. Rain sat on the bomb site now, and he's got so many angles to worry about. All of a sudden, his defense could be collapsing inwards. But Rain, what is this? 2 frags there for him on the defense. That's going to make up for it, just a little bit, but there's still more work to be done.
Alu's position in CT means they can't plant the bomb for the time being. Kiyoshima, the off angle, takes third down. What do SK do if they're running out of numbers to cover all these angles? Connector's still a question mark as well. They've got no more grenades, just pure jewels for these, well, one Brazilian and one Portuguese guy. Fox can't really plant the bomb in that position. Goes for the short plant instead. He's made the right play. Cold Zero can't hold down the angles, so Fox has a lot to do. Instant trade. FaZe back on the scoreboard.
And that's important. Just like you were saying, you know, I feel like I agreed with you as well. SK with a bit of an edge going into this overtime, but picking up that victory there in the first round of it is really big there for FaZe. And this defense here, just Rain couldn't move. He was basically in turret mode there, having to make such a big swipe as well to get the second player. That was a very important situation there, right at the beginning of the push, and SK get, oh my God, James, they've gone double up on the T side here. This is nuts.
Interestingly, FaZe could have picked up a second door. Carrigan did collect it for a while, but they chose to stick with one. And indeed, it is MR3, 3 rounds per half, starting with $10,000. So we'll see if this works out for them. Casually walking into the angle. Neither player takes a pick. What? That is so bizarre. I have no one's here. This time you've got the bait, so they move into the middle area, but still no pick on either side. Fer got an angle. Kishima needs to be careful, but for now, he's holding an angle on short. CPL smoked off. What do SK do at this map control? They've got 2 towards A, but look at this position. This is the SK setup they have here. This is why it's bad to put YouTube videos like that. Yeah. All your strats get stolen.
Yeah, I honestly still don't know how Alu did not get a kill there. That was crazy. And the thing is, for SK, they can't just sit in mid. There needs to be the second phase now, as I mentioned before. You either get control of connector, or you get control of where Kiyoshima is right now, the ladder room. And that looks like it could be the goal here for SK, and they can leave lurkers towards A, perhaps. Kiyoshima, it's really big that he defends it, and he gets nothing, absolutely nothing. And in the meantime, Fallen picks off AZ. Ali will get a return there onto short. There's always a good angle. The bomb's down there too. Yeah. But it should be recoverable. There's a couple smokes.
Time is ticking though. Time is ticking, and this puts SK in a really awkward situation. If they smoke connector, that's not going to really work out for them. How they collect the bomb? They're not trying to do it just yet. There are 30 seconds left. They may try to put themselves in a position to win by elimination, but they really need to collect that bomb. 20 seconds. Which bomb site are they even going to go to? Look at Rain's position. If they go A, surely SK is screwed. They won't be able to plant the bomb because of these positions. But Alu and Rain, they're moving towards B. They've abandoned the A site then.
Oh man, but they're coming back now. They realise what's going on. Fox will be able to plant in the open, but as you said, this should give a lot of good shots here. Potentially, oh, the rain was so important. That position's gone. So is Alu's, and now it's down to Carrigan. He's been having a game so far, but it's going to have to be something incredible to steal this one away in a 1 versus 4. He's already got 1 kill though, and the bomb is freshly planted. He does have a kit, so there's time to try to work this one out. But he has an AWP to contend with as well. He has 2 rifles, and he cannot pass the first test of 3. He will fail, and SK will put themselves with a round into this first half of the first overtime.
The change of power in that round was completely bananas. If they'd held angles on A, that would have been nutty. We've got the North keeping eyes on things. They are in one of the rooms here at E-League.
It's quite
all kitted out, swag lords.
I like Magic's expression there. He's just like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's somewhat bonkers. We've got Carrigan, he's gone for the auto sniper. I don't like this weapon on Mirage personally, but everyone to their own. If people are running through a smoke, it can be useful. Otherwise, I'd much rather an AWP, one and done, may be superior. And by the way, we'll see how it plays out. Alu holding things down up close with the AWP and connector.
Oh, that's such a strong position. Fallen with the flick though. That's one of the things that makes Fallen so good. He is very good at dealing with the unexpected, but Alu will take him down, and that's really big. The bomb's been spotted too in middle. It's been dropped, in fact, which does mean that SK, they have to dedicate some players in collecting that. Gives a bit of good information here for the FaZe side in putting together this defense now. However, I think Taco could be a big problem from Palace there, but look at this. The attempt comes in, Fox into the angle, somehow takes that one away from Alu. Very, very important play from Fox. Nicely done.
Taco looking towards Palace. coldzera looking for an opening. If you were to get picked out, I could even suggest a B play, but now we see Taco showing towards Palace. We'll see how this plays out. Carrigan with his auto sniper. There's AZ gone. So which way will the bomb go? 35 seconds, just moving into B apps. So Carrigan's going to have to play auto sniper in B. That should be interesting. Unless Kishima can hold things down. He's moving to an aggressive position in the apartments. That's a nice angle for Carrigan, but 2 of the 3 players towards B. Kishima with a lot to do. Surely hears the sounds now. There's 1 player flying in. Down goes Fox. The trade comes in. That's the bomb going to get planted now. And Carrigan taken down as well. A thin lead moving into the second half.
There is no way. I was so emotionally prepared for FaZe to win this match, but this resurgence from SK, this is the first time that they've actually taken really elite. That's kind of crazy. It's only finishing into the first half of the first overtime to accomplish that, but they find themselves in that position, and a lot of that, a lot of the mentality of a team like SK is going to be based on every individual knowing that they having experience, except for Fox, winning majors. Having that experience, knowing that you can and that it's inside of you to win a major, to come back from all the odds, is something that's always going to be very troublesome when you're dealing with a team like SK. And they're showing that mental constitution right now. Coming back around their head, moving into the second half of the first overtime. Can they do it, James? They have a double orb. Once again, Fox and Cole.
Right then, double orbs at the beginning of the round for the CT side. That is an all-in play, so if you're an SK fan, you better hope they win this round. Otherwise, things may get pretty damn ropey. Fallen and Fox playing from CTA. coldzera is with the second orb towards B. We know what he can do with that. Carrigan, AZ, top mid. Kishima moving through the other part of present. Fur needs to be careful from that angle. It's really interesting. If FaZe go for their standard pop flash into connector, I don't think it would flash from that angle. It's kind of impossible to flash everywhere in connector because of the nooks and crannies. He will back off though, play the safe game. There's that smoke into connector, and you see the pop flash, and AZ will make his way inside. And there it is, standard stuff. Also see North doing that actually.
So it looks like AZ's going to make the entry attempt now. Oh! Need a kiss cam there between AZ, but to be fair, undiscovered. The trade does find its way there, though. Fallen's position becomes very important. Unknown finds the window of opportunity. They line up for him. Takes down one. In fact, it's AC going to be giving him a hand there to finish off Rain. Fallen, though, trapped behind this stack of boxes. Very hard to get out of this position. He's got 17 points of health. Desperately needs Cold to come in and save him. And Cold is getting there as fast as he can, taking down Carrigan along the way. And these grenades are pressuring.
Oh, that might be grenades!
Oh, so close to AZ. AZ's playing with Cold. Oh, Fallen goes for the hold. AZ just steps out and says no. Bringing it home with the AK. 17-17. Jake called it an all-in play. They spent a lot of money on those double ops. Where are they left now?
How did that grenade not kill him? If that grenade lands, they win the rounds. That is bananas. So is this push. Fur managed to save it, but oh, it's just a bit short. Just a bit short. Otherwise, that is the round for SK, but it's not. Oh my god, Dan, they've gone for 3 AWPs!
I don't even know how to describe this. I guess Fallen wants to warp, and he's like, well, Fox, we know that you need to an AWP to play with your best, and Cole's really good with the AWP as well. So why don't we all have AWPs? AWPs all around.
This is like selling your house and selling your children, and putting it all on black.
Alright, well, let's see if it comes up black after all for SK, because in comes the push and they're being smoked off. This is the perfect response.
Oh dear god. Triple AWP retake with AW, well, triple AWP retake on the A side. That's going to be quite interesting. They will have lots of angles to play with, though, especially if Fallen can hold on to the CT area. You've still got players on short, and there we go. Cold Zero cut will not allow Kishima to plant the bomb. This may work out after all. Took too long to get that bomb down. Smoke dissipates and they'll pay for it. 3 players remain, and now this dynamic of these AWPs is going to get really weird. Rain of 13 HP, there he goes. This might just work out. They could even win with no players taken down. There's Alu. Oh, how does he miss that one? He can go back for the re-peek. AZ up close. He's going to go as well.
Oh my god.
That is insane.
It's actually hilarious because, as you said, like as soon as those smokes go away, suddenly having 3 AWPs trying to plant on that bomb site is like it's a little bit troublesome. All of a sudden, it actually becomes really favourable. We can see that it's impossible to really get a clean plant down. And once you get the plant down, like how do you get into cover from the AWPs? Where do you go?
This is like that round was like the book Death Note, where basically towards the end, every page you turn, someone else has got the upper hand on someone else. It's like, well, now I've done this, and because of this, I have this, and it's like, well, I'm anticipating this, so I know I have that. But it's SK who have match point over FaZe, very unexpected, and the triple AWPs continue down. This is not Oceanic Counter-Strike, this is a major.
Oh man, Fox going in for the pick there, denied by the initial, the responsible smoke onto the short position. And not much Fox can do in that spot, so he'll have to give up that angle. But there's only so many angles for him to go to because everyone's gone up. So you got to be careful not to take an angle or a position where you kind of become useless because you've got another friend AWPing there. But Fox is going to re-peek, a late re-peek there. That's so quick from Fox. It is unreal, the confidence coming out here to make a peek like that. And that's Alu dead. That's such a big pick. What do FaZe do? They kind of have middle now. Fast comes in. First completely blinded. Oh, barely gets it against AZ just in time. And this is a big advantage now for SK.
Yeah, the flash did hit him after all. SK looking to win. They're looking to win the match. They've got a 2-man advantage, but the B split's coming in. I'm not sure if Cold Zero's seen it. Trying to get more graffiti, but not going to work out for him. He's going to get his bell rung as well. He does have support, but it could disappear. He will be the one to disappear. Carrigan slowing down the push. That retake through the shop might be difficult. 2 players there. Taco, though, is position unknown. Kishima positive. The default plant's coming in. He's going to get his bell rung as well. 3 versus 3.
Fur is coming in from apartment. Very important position. He's able to get one in the chaos. Kiyoshima's looking for it now. Looks like he knows about it. Nice damage on the nade. That's 40 health gone there from Kiyoshima. Carrigan and Kiyoshima, the great dynamic on this B bomb side. But Fur eliminates every single one for the quad kill. Lovely stuff. And SK, they are going to take Mirage away. What a strenuous affair that was, though. What an emotional journey it was.
That is a bananas victory. I do not understand how this has happened.
Oh my...
Crazy.
1,000 mile stare.
It looked like such a struggle for SK to even win like a few rounds on their T side in normal time, and they somehow won the match that.
Again, you can never really count out SK in the major. By the way, I do love that cheeky jumping up from Cole there, trying to get that shot. Yeah, it's just very cool from him to go for that one. Obviously, it didn't work out this time.